This is your Tarot News Report. It's going to be all sign inclusive. Again, this will be all signs inclusive. So we can begin with air signs. Aquarius. We're going to find out why certain Aquarius says right now are facing a challenge on your way to a major self-manifested moment, because that is what's going on currently. The universe is promoting certain things within your life. One of the major things that is being promoted by the universe is your spiritual health. And that is precisely why the universe is placing you in a position to help you establish an even more well-balanced way of looking at things. And this is the message that's incoming for all of the signs. It's about balance, being well balanced. Your self-inquiry is coming into play as you go through something that is related to a team of individuals coming together for a common cause. And this is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who was very guarded at some point. The advice is to try to expand your knowledge on anything that you feel conflicted about when it comes to a happy home. Big blessings to you. And now let's look and see what's going on with Gemini. So Gemini, self-inquiry is coming in with you as you go through a period where your ideas have brought in some income for you, for many of you. And the universe is taking you to this higher, much more elevated space in the process. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who was letting you know that they were ready to sacrifice. This is what they were doing. They were feeling suspended in time, and this person will make a sacrifice. If they weren't ready, they are now ready to make a sacrifice in their time, in their efforts, with something to contribute their energy to what you have going on specifically. And you will be having this memorable experience with this person. The advice is to expand your knowledge in something that you are likely to be receiving some news in, or something that requires very quick action on your part. Just expanding your knowledge on anything you feel conflicted about as far as that goes. Big blessings to you. Libra. Self-inquiry is what you are going through right now. You're inquiring something from deep within as you go through a time period where your vision has changed for something or regarding someone else. And the universe is taking you to a higher plane, a much higher elevated space during this process. And I foresee something memorable going down with someone who they have been a creative force within your life for the most part. They've taken extreme steps, shown initiative. And the advice is for you to expand your knowledge on something that you may feel conflicted about, which may have reduced your sleep levels. So you may not have been getting ample rest because you've been thinking about something. That one thing that's on your mind, anything that you feel conflicted about with that is where you need to expand your knowledge. Big blessings to you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Let's see what signs are up next. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Oh, someone's feeling emotional today. So, being that air signs are coming up again, is this like, I did do Gemini and Libra, right? You were listening. Correct. Okay, someone is coming in and asking about an elderly person. I know that respect is always first and foremost in relationships with those who are elderly, and of course, to each their own, but for the majority of people. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and answer this incoming question. And what's coming in is strength. You can't blame yourself if you're strong and you're strong enough to spend time with not only an elderly person, but the person who you love. So what's coming in is strength, and strength was appropriate. You know, you do need me time, that quote, me time. So that is how the answer is coming in as far as with that question. Let's see. So where was I? Libra. If I did Libra already, since it's coming up here, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of clarity there. So I'm still on air signs here. So self-inquiry is coming into play with you as you go through a time period where you are looking forwards in some way. You've accomplished one thing and then something else, and now there's some third accomplishment that you're looking towards, Libra. And the universe is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. For many of you, I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who has just professed or will be professing how deeply they're feeling for you. They're falling more and more in love with you. The advice that's incoming is to expand your knowledge and something that is related to travel. So you've traveled somewhere, quite possibly, or you will, and there may be something you're conflicted about that you've seen or witnessed, and just coming to terms with that conflicted feeling and acquiring more knowledge as best as you can about it. That's what's coming in as being the advice from the tarot. Big blessings to you. Now let's see. What signs are next? So, water signs. Scorpio. Self-inquiry is coming into play as you deal with someone who basically is in disagreement with you. And the process that you're going through with this individual is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who has had some fantasy of coming together with you in some way, doing something that other people say was impossible. They're saying it was impossible or it is impossible. This could be something work related, this could be something relationship related. However, this person has, others seem to think they've had their head in the clouds to some degree. The advice that is incoming is to expand your knowledge base in anything that you feel conflicted about when it comes to little wins, the little things that you've taken on that you have excelled in versus the things that you feel ambivalent about, or the things that you don't feel like you did as well as you could have, all things considered. You know, if there was something that you could have changed and how things could have gone in a better direction. Just coming to grips with that and learning, you know, being open to learning about something that you feel conflicted about in that area where you've been very resilient. It shows up right here. Big blessings to you, Scorpio. Cancer. Self-inquiry is coming in for you as you go through a time where things are a little bit different station-wise. You've been in a different place, possibly financially, so things are a little bit better most likely, or there are some ups and downs that some of you are in the process of experiencing, and this is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. And that's why the universe is taking you through this and actually blessing you in the process with this fortunate occurrence that's happening in a change in station. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who you're very attracted to. And the advice is to expand your knowledge about something that you have manifested in your life, something new that may be in the process of manifesting, or something that you've recently manifested. And just work out any kinks that you're feeling, anything that you're conflicted about, anything that you might be doing a silent double take about, or a verbal, you know, very open, candid, verbal take about, because this is a positive new change here. So anything that you feel conflicted about, the universe is hoping you will work through at this time. That's the advice that's coming in with this new project that you've had going on, or a new position that you've assumed, that you've taken. It could be a job, it could be anything that you wanted and has come to pass here, or is happening. Big blessings to you. Pisces. Your self-inquiry is leading you through, taking you through something where you know you stand out. People are very adamant about you standing out. So it's it may be more difficult for you to blend in during times where people expect people to conform on a certain level. However, the universe is taking you to a higher, more elevated space throughout all of that. And I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who's going to only add more balance to your life. This person is going to fit in very well with everything that you have going on if you take this chance to work on this with this person who's bringing balance in. The advice that's coming in is to expand your knowledge on anything that you feel conflicted about within the area of discipline. So, you have been quite disciplined, and yet there's something that may irk you about something that is going on right now where you're expected to have this discipline. So just working through that is going to bring a more balanced position or stance for you as well, as much so as this added element coming in with this person who you will have something memorable with here. Big blessings to you. So we have gone through the air and water signs now. So let's see what to take a look at next. So now we're looking at earth signs. Taurus. Your self-inquiry has come in, and you're experiencing a time period of self-inquiry because you have been going through, or previously you've gone through some pain, or you felt backstabbed, and that's what's coming in. And this is something that the universe is at this time taking you through as you're led to a higher, much more elevated space. That is where the universe is taking you through that realization. I do foresee that something memorable is going to go down with someone who they've had some bad planning experiences before, and they may be open to discussing them with you, and they may just feel like expressing something they've gone through. You just allowing you to be their confidant in a sense, and that's where this memorable experience is going to be coming through with this person who opens up about a failed plan or a bad plan and the energy that was produced due to that. The advice is to expand your knowledge of something that you've had lots of choices about, but you were looking at everything from the standpoint of where the light was coming in about it. You weren't looking at the whole process completely. You were just looking at the good points. So it was kind of elusive to an extent, but just acquiring some knowledge about something that's coming in as very fantastic, and yet somewhat along the lines of fantasy for some of you guys, because things You know, if it was a perfect existence, a perfect world, things would go a certain way. Be that as it may, it's not. And you are um, being advised by your spread to just take a close, hard look and be open to any incoming knowledge that is coming in with any conflicted feelings, excuse me, that you're having now that you're seeing the whole picture in some way about something that really was wonderful. And it still is. There's just a little something that you may feel conflicted about that you could use some extra knowledge on. And the universe is likely to make it available to you. Big blessings to you. Capricorn. Your self-inquiry is coming in as you go through something that's making you stronger or making your strength more clear to you, as you fall back into that strength, or other people, you know, compliment you on how strong you've been. And during all of this, the universe is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who is offering you some options, or they will be asking you something, and when they want a yes or no, and that's what's coming in here. It's something positive. And the advice is to expand your knowledge base in anything that you feel conflicted about when it comes to healing, be it emotional, physical, or spiritual healing. Big blessings to you, Capricorn. Virgo. Ooh, flipping out. These cards are flipping out for Virgo here. You do have some self-inquiry coming in as you go through something that you have taken a risk in, as the universe takes you to a higher, much more elevated space. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who courageously decided to make some sort of move. They are very adamant about the way they're looking at the world here. And that's who's coming in to make memories with you. The advice that's incoming from the tarot for you is to expand your knowledge base about something where you felt like you couldn't really make certain moves or say certain things. Just be aware of the fact that if you learn more about the scenario of whoever is coming in here with you, whoever you're dealing with, whatever situation it is, where something is out of someone's hands. This is something that you may have felt was out of your hands and possibly is out of your hands. So that could be why you feel a bit conflicted. Some of you feel conflicted about this. The universe, again, just has the advice to learn a little bit more about what's going on here. And that's going to make you well balanced. Big blessings to you, Virgo. So those were the earth signs and air and water. So fire is what we're going to go with at this point. Fire signs. Leo. Interesting here, because this same spread, if I remember correctly, came up with Cancer. So just to get some clarity on what's going on with Leo. I'm going to look at everything together. So you have self-inquiry as you go through something where there is some significant change in your fortune. This is in your station. This could be a bit of luck here as well. And it is attached to risk. So this could very well be a lotto winning or some sort of drawing, or a business that someone, you particularly, took on and is paying off, or is highly likely to pay off. This could also be someone who threw a lot of money into something and there was some sort of change financially. So that's coming in here for you. And I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who you're attracted to here and who you have hoped you were going to be able to come together with. So this is some hope that it maybe meandered, it maybe was lost at some point. However, that's what's coming in, this memory with this person that you're attracted to. And the advice is to expand your knowledge on something that you may be feeling conflicted about, that you have manifested in your life, that is connected to something that demands or has demanded or is presently, demanding that you deal with this issue of feeling confined. That's the word I'm looking for. You may even be confiding this in someone else. So these are the words that are coming in here. So you feel confined to time. So you essentially feel that you've been suspended in time to some degree. Maybe you don't feel like you've been on your own time. Many of us may not have felt that way over the past year or so. This is very huge for you, though, because it is manifesting even though time has been dragging on. And that's what I'm getting here. Just acquiring some knowledge about what's manifested, because it's in the process of manifesting now. And just finding out why you've been conflicted besides this time issue here. Besides maybe not feeling that it's safe to, it could be dangerous to make some sort of sacrifice. That's something else that's coming in here. And so, irregardless of that, there's that manifestation coming in. But that's a little bit of clarity about what's been going on. And you're going to feel more balanced by just being open to any knowledge that you can obtain about what's going on or why you felt conflicted, so that you can comprehend that and work through it and be good to yourself and not mirror the wrong things, because you've grown from some things that have transpired. So that was their purpose. That was the purpose the universe had for you to go through those things. So you don't want to, or you want to avoid, rather, even if you feel the need to sometimes, sort of linger in a bittersweet way to try to pick out the petals from the rose, you know? Yes, remember the petals, but also remember those thorns, Leo. They're there for a reason. Sagittarius. So this spread is similar to the spread that came in with Taurus, but it's not exact. So let's see what's going on with you. You do have self-inquiry as you go through something where you're really looking forwards to something. Maybe one or two things have already happened for you, and you are welcoming of anything that is additional that you could consider a blessing here. And the universe during this process is taking you to a higher, much more elevated space. The same as with Taurus and Leo here. I do foresee a memorable experience going down with someone who you've judged rather harshly at some point, or you felt like if you guys came together in some way that you guys would be judged harshly for the changes that you guys are trying to implement, or the way that you're going about something that you feel is very imperative to speak on here. Rights, or so forth and so on. That's what I'm getting here. The advice is to expand your knowledge base about something that you felt was not properly handled, or someone who backstabbed you in some way, and just finding out more about that, more about their side, or what you can do to bounce back from that pain that was experienced there. That is going to help you to feel more balanced about anything that you're feeling conflicted about, Sagittarius. Big blessings to you. And Aries. Your self-inquiry is really strong as you go through a period where you feel like nurturing yourself, or going after what you feel is going to help you to feel more nourished. At times when you didn't feel nourished and you felt that something was missing, you have made that mental notation You've been very cerebral, and this is what you want for yourself now. Something that you feel is going to be a position where you're more nurtured, where you feel nourished. And as you go through this process of trying to acquire something in this progressive frame of mind that you're in, the universe is opening the door, trying to get you to slide down or climb up to this higher, much more elevated space. Maybe you're parallel to it, and so the universe is trying to get you to slide into this really nice space to help you to become more well-rounded. Maybe you're on a different level, and it's about sliding into a frame of reference that's better equipped, that you're better equipped for, and adapting in some way. And yes, this is all about this supportive base that you're seeking out here, and how the universe is attempting to place you in a position to help you to establish this greater balance within your world, within your life. I do foresee something memorable going down with someone who has all these great ideas, really wonderful ideas, and this person is likely to profit from these ideas. This person is a nurturer. I'm getting that. However, what you're seeking, you definitely are going to have to take the time out to also provide here, because you want this nurturing person, and this person is also nurturing their dreams here. So regardless as to who this ends up being, you will be making memories with this person, and this person again is successful with an idea that they're having. So hopefully you guys will be able to benefit from that together, because I do see some financial gain there, if you're open to that with that person. Because if you want to be the provider, you may also have to be a nurturer. And for someone else to nurture you, they may feel well-rounded to also be in a position to provide as well, because that is coming in as what's in the agenda for them here anyway. So I just want to point that out. The advice from the tarot is to expand your knowledge base on anything that you feel conflicted about that has made you angry. Because there is temper, a heated temper type of energy going on. And if you want this nurturing, that's going to clash with this temper coming in. So just learning about whatever is upsetting you could possibly open your eyes to whatever is going on and help you to look at things in a way that's going to help you to be less angry. And that's what I'm getting here. Big blessings to you. Thank you for hanging out. So, one last note, there's a question that came in about people on the job. Someone has something going on the job and they want to know more about what's happening. So let's see. What comes in regards to that. So quite possibly there's some ambivalence on the job. This could also mean that someone or the group in question, the individuals who you're asking about, would like to see you recuperate in some manner. And get some rest and have a clear mind or a more clear mind. Since this denotes that there's some ambivalence going on there. So you're probably, I suspect, picking up on that energy there, which is one of ambivalence, anxiety, or feeling like that's what you're putting out there, perhaps. Some anxiousness. And it very well could be just everyone coming together saying, let's help someone to feel less anxious in some capacity. Let's deal with this issue of anxiety that's coming in. I mean, that's what you could be feeling, that is throwing the energy up in the air there. So it's all about getting to the base of the problem, the root of the problem, and just helping someone to move forwards in a less stressful, less ambiguous manner. So they could actually be looking out for you and looking out for the vibe and being ambivalent about the vibe changing at work. So hopefully you guys will have some good vibes moving forward. But for now, you guys have a peaceful, prosperous day.